Hello,
Hi.
welcome back to the podcast. How are we doing, Hazel?
Great. Better than historically, this calendar year at least.
It's been a rough year.
It has. Yeah. I've been faking it for the pod. But yeah, it's been tough.
Yeah, you've really held it together because
Thank you.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a rough go. I'm starting to feel better though.
What's going on?
So it started around Christmas. So I thought I was like sad about family holidays and not really connecting with my family. And then it kept going. And I was like, is this what seasonal affective disorder is? And then many of my friends pointed out that, like, hey, Hazel, you're actually doing something really, really brave and really, really like big move over there. And perhaps your body is just feeling that again and like grieving something. And I was like, guys, that's not even connected. Like, I feel fine about it. And they were like, and so it turns out, like, revisiting traumatic things in my life was making me physically ill, we think is the most plausible explanation at this point.
Yeah, that makes total sense because just I have never done anything remotely close to what you're doing.
Yeah.
But it makes me think of I bought this book called How to Be Your Own Therapist.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even think I fully made it out of if I made it out of chapter 1, I stopped at chapter 2 because the way it just like totally brought me back to revisiting old memories and stuff. I was like, nope, can't do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
The book and on the bookshelf
Yeah.
and it's away. So I can totally
Which,
appreciate
like,
what you're.
consciously, I was like, I'm fine, everyone. Like, what the, I don't, I'm great, I'm fine. But, like, somatically and emotionally and other everythingly was not fine.
Yeah. Well, because when you think about what happened and conversations, and like you're literally reliving it in your head, like your body is feeling it, whether you logically think it is or not. Yeah. It is a huge thing that you're doing.
It is.
And it is very vulnerable. It's very brave.
I feel like in so there's one of the Minion movies where Gru is like, Mom, I'm about to do something very, very big. When you hear about it, you're going to be very, very proud. That's how I feel.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like I think you're going to come out of this experience way stronger and a huge appreciation for going through it, but it's going to be hard.
When you're in it, man, let me tell you.
Yeah. Have you set up any systems for yourself or like I don't know how to like phrase it. Like are you I guess now that you've recognized it,
Yeah.
how are you going to move forward? Because obviously you're still going to care. I assume you're still carrying forward with the project.
Yes. Okay. I think look, we'll give our friends some backstory here first. Okay. So we have talked a little bit about how I was in an abusive relationship when I was married. And so, but sometimes I use different words like domestic violence, abusive, toxic, whatever. To me, it's all the same thing. It just depends how I'm feeling and how I want to like admit to myself what happened, like in what degree. So, and that was like what, 6 years ago that I left.
Isn't that long
It's
ago.
not that long ago
At all.
Nope. And then like I want to say like repeated some patterns afterwards with other people and not even like in romantic relationships necessarily, but it was like unwinding like the pattern recognition. And so at Christmas time, I've always said like there's a story in here and there's a book in here, right? Like it's a huge, like when I tell people, they're like, fuck, what? Anyway, but I was just like not ready to do that. But then around Christmas time, I was like, okay, like let's just do it. So in my very preliminary research, the conclusion I came to was that I can write about me, but it's hard to write about other people. Then like where's that line of like legal, what's it called, like slander?
Yeah.
I guess.
Like you don't want to talk bad and
yeah. I don't want to talk bad about bad people. I don't really care, but I don't want to like be vulnerable
like set
in
yourself
that way.
up.
Yeah. So
No, fair. And like get sued or
right.
charged or
Yeah.
whatever the
so
like implications are.
What I decided was if I had evidence of this, then it's no longer my opinion, it's fact. And you know how I can get evidence of it, Kristen? I decided to get my hands on my own case files from when I accessed services from a women's shelter. And I'm also currently in the process of getting case files from somewhere else, which is a way bigger entity and there's a lot more red tape. And like when I have them, I'll tell you. But like, it's a thing. It's been hard.
Okay, so it's moving forward.
As far as I know. but who fucking knows?
Okay.
Yeah. But like legally they can't say no without a very, very good reason. Like that's HIPAA law.
Okay.
So the process of getting these records, even from the women's shelter, just has like threw me for such a loop. And that's what I didn't like reading them. No problem. They're written very matter of factly. Hazel said this. Hazel expressed this concern. We discussed this resource. Meet again next week. Like that's very like they're not emotional. The process of deciding to get them and then going to get them was very emotional. And that is what caused me, we think, to go into this like reliving in a different way of the experiences that I experienced when I was in the situation. Except for this time, I am angry about it because I am angry that I didn't have, in my opinion, like the skills to have a healthy relationship or the example of healthy relationships. So I didn't know any better. And so I feel like growing up was done like such a disservice in that way. And that makes me angry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're almost now experiencing a whole new emotion about it. And it's because you've grown. You've come out the other side to a certain degree, so you can look at the situation completely differently.
Yeah. And so physically, like I've had like IBS symptoms and like nausea and like cognitive fog for literally the last 6 weeks, which has really not been fun.
No. And it's not like this is your only focus right now, too.
Right.
You're also training for a competition and working full time.
Yeah.
And doing the podcast.
Yeah.
You have quite the full plate.
Yeah. Yeah. But we seem to be like coming out of that spiral now. Thank God.
Do you think acknowledging it is half the battle? Like now that you're like, okay, I've been feeling this way.
Like I still really don't feel like two things are related. But the more I talk about the two things are related, the better I feel.
Okay.
So sure. And to be fair, the last time, like when I was married, I was very ill also and had to be on lactose-free, gluten-free diet. And then once I was not married, that all resolved.
That's crazy.
Like literally couldn't stomach the guy.
It's funny, but not funny at
I
the
know,
same
right?
time.
Yeah. So like I get it, but I don't feel that they're connected, but maybe that's like my brain compartmentalizing, associating. I'm very good at that. So
well, and like just stress in general can take a toll on your body.
Yes.
And I think your digestive system is like one of the first things that it can impact.
Yeah. It got like I went to my family doctor and I saw the nurse practitioner and I was like, listen, I have not had a healthy bowel movement in like literally a month. You've got to help me. And she was no fucking help. She was like, you need to reduce your stress. And I said, this is not stress. This is trauma. And she was like, go do this ultrasound that I don't think is related. And I was like, you're setting me out of here with zero relief and like zero help. And she was like, do this ultrasound first.
Did you do it?
No. So I called the hospital because there's nowhere to do ultrasounds here. I called the hospital and she was like, you need to fax me the requisition. So go find a fax machine. And then they're not booking until May. So I have to find.
You can drive into the city. It's a pain in the ass.
It's a pain in the ass. Yeah. I'll have to see what the wait time is at those like private places, but the whole thing's annoying. Whole thing's annoying because I don't need the ultrasound to feel better. She even said that.
Yeah.
The ultrasound.
Really?
Yeah. She was like, I don't think this is related to what's happening to you, but I need you to do it and then look at some blood work.
That's frustrating.
It's like, no, it's like verging on negligence. But how many big organizations am I going to take down at once? Only one. Okay. And I'm not take down, maybe take on.
Yeah.
The College of Nurses, they can have her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not one of them.
Yeah. I just keep her. I don't care. I'm just never going to see her again. Okay.
Totally fair.
Yeah.
The blood work that you did, are they checking your cortisol levels to check like your stress levels?
No, she didn't. Or she wouldn't order any blood work. She'd do the ultrasound first, then we'll do blood work. Maybe.
God.
Anyway, the last like 3 days, I felt much better. Yeah. So all that to say, decided to write a book of sorts about my experience in hopes of making a positive impact in like the domestic violence world issue problem because I think not talking about it, that's how we got ourselves here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna talk.
Well, and I think too, more people go through it than we realize. Like, I think almost everybody, probably everybody that we know has either been through it themselves or knows someone or multiple someones close to them that have also been through it. Like, everyone has witnessed it one time or another. It has impacted almost everybody, either directly or indirectly. And yeah, it's not good. But I think, yeah, putting your story out there, it's going to show people that are going through it now that there is a way out, and hopefully empower other, and I don't want to say just women, but other people,
Yeah.
probably primarily women, to seek the support that they need to get out. And in the moment, it can be really, 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 really hard, as you know, but so worth it.
Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't need to be doing this anymore. That's what I think.
Yeah. Life's too short to deal with shitty people. Are you looking at this as a passion project, or is it something you're really putting your all into to like bestseller at Indigo?
Yeah. Here's what I
Like, where do
see.
we fall on the spectrum?
Here's what I see. And I know you already know the answer. Here's what I see. Rebrand, pending, publishing, press, or co, or whatever. And I'm gonna publish my own story. But then, so like there are statistics about like women, like female authors and male authors. Most books are still written by men, which is doing more than half the population a disservice because women's stories are just as important. So I would really love to start publishing women's stories.
100%.
Yeah, what I don't know if it's like magazine, books, whatever else is the next, I don't know,
Like medium.
medium of storytelling. Yeah, but I think I think we're really doing ourselves a disservice by not sharing stories. Like wives' tales that were like warnings about things. We don't do that anymore.
I know. We're better than Google.
Hello. Yeah.
Do you have an estimated? Well, actually, you didn't. Well, I guess you kind of answered my question, but not directly. But like, there's the big picture of the rebrand pending publishing press. But like, step one is getting your book out there. Like, are you like, where do you fall on the like passion project to like #1 bestseller? Like, where you're targeting?
So first of all, it's not hard to be an Amazon bestseller. So we can do that. So there is this like self-publish versus publishing house. Okay. Which I also think does people a disservice because when you publish through a publishing house, most of them will say we own 50% of your story, which for a story that's so personal seems like that just seems gross to me. But I understand like this is how Reese Witherspoon's book club. She says, yeah, we'll put your book in my book club. I get the rights to making a movie if people like it and we want to make a movie. And then she makes popular ones into a movie and then she makes millions and millions of dollars. Great for her. I don't want to do that.
Powerhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't know. But I just feel like authors don't have to give up like the rights to their own story in that way, especially for stories that are so personal. So I think it's almost like dismantling the publishing system. But like books aren't that popular, but like books are not as widely bought, I don't think, as they once were also.
Well, I think it's just more digital.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Like, people love their Kindles. I love like Apple Books. Like, I don't know. I'm more of a book person now than I've ever been.
I haven't
Just
picked up a book since 2011. And that's a long time ago.
Fair enough.
But I think there's like systemic changes in the publishing world that I could impact too.
You have this like confidence about you where it's like, I'm just going to do this thing.
Yeah.
And anything that's already being done that I don't like, I'm just going to change it.
Yeah, that's how the best businesses are made. Like, I don't like how this works, so I'm going to change it.
Yeah, 100%. Do you have an estimated deadline?
Because it's so, and like anyone who has journaled about like heavy topics, I'm sure like you can't do it. Like there's only so much of it you can handle, right? So I don't know what that looks like yet. I do expect it to go pretty quickly once I'm in it. But I had to get out of it until I come home with competition medals in a couple of weeks. Well, just one medal, I guess. But yeah, just one stress at a time. It's probably all I can handle.
Yes. No, that's totally fair. So I was wondering, like, is this something that you're like, okay, at chapter a month? or you're just
I don't
more
think
like
so. It could be like a couple
going with
chapters
the
a
flow?
weekend, to be honest. But like, would I love to have it done this calendar year? Sure. Yes. Also, when you're self-publishing, things can go a lot quicker. When you go through a publishing house that already exists, they need at least a 6-month window from like completed copy to launch because of like the marketing and like where things go on the Costco shelves and stuff like that. And I think that that's too long for me, to be quite honest.
Yeah. Once you get to the end, you're like, okay, I'm ready. Let's
Could
get
you
this out there.
imagine being like, this is it, I got it? And then being like, we're in February. See you in August.
Yeah. Yeah. You'd almost need to reread it yourself before doing any of the like press tours and different things after. Because it's like, what did I
Pressed.
even say? Well, that was my next question for you. Are we doing a book tour?
Like,
What does that look
we
like?
can. I don't know what it looks like. I think it looks like you just call up like bookstores, be
Bookstores?
like, hey, can we do like a table on a Saturday? And they're either like, yeah or no.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
We're going to have a killer social
Fair enough.
media. That's for sure.
Yeah. Are you going to use your new social media account
Yeah. Yeah.
that you've been working on?
Yeah. So the new social media account, it's only on Instagram right now because Instagram is a little bit more narrow than like TikTok is. And I like that because it's such a vulnerable topic. I don't want
Mm-hmm.
like all eyes giving their fucking opinions on things that I'm saying right now. But even on Instagram, so the handle is me after everything. And people like I've 25 followers, no big deal. But like a lot of them are strangers. And I'm
Yes.
like, what is happening? People are like people that I don't know are resonating with like the 30-second videos I make. People are
Your engagement is high. Like it's not like it's hard to get followers these days.
Mhm.
People aren't following accounts because
Yeah,
it's on the For You page. You're
for
just
sure,
scrolling.
for sure.
It's your engagement
It's like
is like
it's the people who send me the private message and are like, I'm uncomfortable making a comment, but blah 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 blah. And I'm like, oh my god, okay, people are finding me.
yeah, 100%.
Well, that's exciting. And that's just me
Mm-hmm.
like really with no plan. I'm just kind of doing whatever I want.
Yeah. Are you? I guess you're just filming in the moment, like as you're prepping for the book and as you're going back and like processing things, you're kind of recording things in the moment. Like, where do you get the
Kind of sorta.
creativity that's going into your content?
Honestly, I have so much more of a content plan than an actual project at this moment because that's what comes more
Okay.
naturally to me. So, and I'm doing it in series. So the first series is The System Let Me Down. And
Mm-hmm.
because there's like the shelter system, wonderful, except for just one most recent thing, the medical system, the legal system. Like there's all these different organizations that are there to help people who just sometimes miss the mark. So that's the first series. And then I have another series that's just called I Was So Confused. Because a lot of my ex husband's behaviors, I wasn't like, this is wrong. I was just like, why am I so confused about this? Like, why is this confusing?
Mm-hmm.
So until I get like more strategic and more like on a timeline about it, I'm just going to keep doing this.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's nice because now that's going to be a source of information also
Mm-hmm.
for your book.
Yeah, it's good. Like, what do people care about? I know what I care about.
Yeah.
Kind of need to know what other people care about too.
Fair enough. Especially, yeah, because your mission is to help people.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm helping them, but somehow.
Yes. No,
Yeah,
that's fair. Like, yeah, you said you want to make a positive impact.
yeah.
Is there anything that's surprised you along the way? Like now that you're kind of a few months in after you've made this decision, you've taken some action. Like, what has surprised you?
Getting sick surprised me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. That strangers reaching out on social media, that surprised me. Like I thought no one would care,
Yeah.
and people do care. Like seeing I can't see who has shared anything, but I can see like how many people have shared things. I'm like, who, the what, the why?
Yeah, you're like, who are you sending this to and
Yeah,
why? Yeah.
because also on that account, it's all fair game. No one is blocked, right? On my personal
Okay.
account, there are people who are blocked and can't see what I post
Interesting. Is that your plan? You're going to keep it fully open?
until I feel otherwise. Because I wouldn't, it's hard because when you are sharing something vulnerable in a public space, you don't want to censor yourself, but you also don't want to open yourself up for like unnecessary drama or like,
Yeah. Scrutiny.
yeah.
And it's sad because it's going to be mostly people you know.
Could be, but that sucks for them.
I do like how you have the I don't give a fuck attitude about putting it out there, because I think just from a social media standpoint in general, that's one of the biggest fears is being vulnerable and putting yourself out there.
Well, and to be honest, for the longest time, like there was a lot of shame wrapped up in like having a failed marriage. But I didn't fail anything. If
No.
anything, I did the bravest thing, which was say, this doesn't work for me, so I am leaving.
Yes,
And then
100%.
following through on that. Because generationally, like, so I can tell you at least two generations before me, women in my family have experienced abuse, but in different forms, but never left. And so, like,
100%.
I'm so, one, that sucks. Two, sucks that they don't understand what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. But also, like, they also, like, socially, financially might not have been in the place where that was possible.
Yes, 100%.
So it's kind of a big deal too.
Yeah.
Like women couldn't
Well,
have
yeah.
jobs like what 100 years ago.
Well,
I
I
don't know.
think wasn't
There's a
it
carousel
only
about it that I did
well,
some
it was like 2 or
research.
3 generations ago, women couldn't have credit cards in their own name or without their husband signing or something
Yes, you
ridiculous.
couldn't have a bank account
So,
without someone signing, like a man signing on it with you. 1925, that's 101 years ago. Women couldn't get divorced for the same reasons that men could.
you needed a different reason.
Yeah, there was less reasons that a woman could ask for a divorce. 64, so that's 60 years ago ish. Women in Canada couldn't have a bank account without their husband's signature.
Yeah, that's crazy.
1975, women couldn't get a mortgage without a man until then because there was a piece of legislation that came in called the Sex Discrimination Act that allowed women to do that. That's 50 years ago.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, it is.
We've made so much
It's
progress since
ridiculous.
then, but also it's sad to think about our parents, grandparents, great grandparents to be like, shit, like they grew up in a completely different world than we are. So it's like if you are in a bad situation, like take the resources. Like you have the choice now where others didn't. And don't just do it for yourself. Do it for the women before you too that couldn't.
Yeah. It's very interesting. A police officer, like a lot of people say, like, and I did, like, this is two separate scenarios, right? So I did have to report something else to the police that happened to me. And a lot of people said, like, think of the other women you could be saving if you like bring this forward. And at that point, I was like, I'm doing like this is for me. I don't have the capacity to care about other hypothetical women at this time. But now, obviously, that has changed. But yeah,
Yeah. It's different too when you're in it,
God, yeah.
live in it.
Choosing to report things is very controversial too. So it's like a whole other thing. Yeah. So for me, what it came down to was like, do I want to sit in a courtroom of mostly dudes who are going to disagree with what I know happened to me and like try and convince powerful people that I'm wrong? No, that's not anything I care to do
Yeah.
ever.
No, it's fair. Yeah. Pick and choose your battles.
So I'm just going to put everything in books.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for like this new chapter and to see what you do with this and what comes out the other side and the impacts that you make. So even just the conversations you're going to have along the way, everybody who is going to read the book, like it's going to be incredibly impactful.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's really interesting. I was talking to someone the other day and we're talking about our weddings. And she was like, I couldn't tell you a single person who was at my wedding other than like a handful of people, you know? She's like, I don't talk to them anymore. They've been married like 13 years and they're very happy. And I was like, well, girl, same. People change. Like we're just such different people than we were, whatever, 10 years ago.
100%.
But people who knew me then won't know. Like they'll be like, I had no idea.
Yes. Yeah. I know. Like time flies so quickly and like things evolve so quickly.
Yeah. But then there on the like other side of the coin, there are also people who did have an idea. And I know that because when I left and then was safe and like we could start like sharing that news with people, one of my friends, her husband worked with my ex-husband. And so when she told her husband, he just said, good for her.
So he knew what was happening.
He knew that he knew that this other person was like a piece of work, period.
Okay.
Yeah.
So probably didn't know the details,
Yeah.
but knew enough about who they were and their character to say, you made the right choice.
Right. But then there's so many layers, Kristen, because then you think of like this person's family. Like they know this person very well. So like at a certain point, are they enablers because they're not calling out poor behavior?
Yes.
Begs the question.
Yeah. If they fully see it or want to see it.
Right.
Because that's the other thing too, is like,
and that could cause more conflict because the apple don't fall too far from the trees, okay? But some apples fall farther. So the ones that are farther may see it more than the apples that are closer.
100%.
Anyway, we're no longer eating apples, so it's...
Yeah, we're more of an orange family now.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, we're all about the citrus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a touchy subject too. There's a lot that I want to say, but I'm just like...
I don't know. This conversation's way easier than I thought it would be. I only almost cried once, and now I'm fine.
I didn't want to make it hard. I wanted to like...
Yeah, this is one of those episodes and you're like, do you want to talk about it? And I said, okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's like, that's the nice thing about the podcast is that it's only people that really care that are going to listen to this episode. Mm-hmm. Like this doesn't have to go on clips on Instagram at all. That's it's going to be our true... It
could be a dark week.
Listeners. Well, and yeah. And I feel very connected to those people that do take the time to listen to each of our episodes. Yes. So like being more vulnerable and sharing with them the details and the things that we are working on that a lot of people don't know, I think is also very special.
True that. That is like one of the biggest gifts I think this podcast has given us. Except for the 2 people who give us 1 out of 5 stars on Apple Music or Apple Podcasts. What is their problem?
Yeah, what's that about? I have no idea.
Unless they like actively hate us.
The 2 people, yeah. I don't know. I don't even care. It's interesting because like I only just saw that recently when I sent that to you.
Yeah.
But like our viewers like have like skyrocketed
I know.
over the last few months.
Yeah.
So like
with more,
we can't please everybody.
It's true. With more viewers or like anything, like with more customers comes more negative feedback always because it's proportional. Like you can't please everyone. But like, I don't know. I feel the same way about negative Google reviews. Like to go out of your way to leave like a negative Google review that may or may not even be true. Like, I don't know. Why are you doing that?
Well, literally. And it also makes me think of when you mentioned that Doug listened to our podcast and he's like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're a 50-year-old white male. The podcast is not for you.
But thanks.
It's not for you. You're not going to get it.
Thanks for being a bro and listening.
Literally. Yes, 100%. Yeah. We love Doug. But it's just like, you're not going to get it. You're not the demographic.
It's true. Yeah. I remember driving home from a road trip and we had a guy in the car with us. And he was like, what's your podcast about? I don't understand. I'm like, I know you don't understand. Because it's not for you.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try and explain it to you.
Yeah. What would you care?
No, literally.
We don't even care. Okay.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, we said that. In the wise words of Wendy Williams, we can change our minds. It's fine.
100% we can. All right. Anything else you want to share about that?
What do you think my cover art should be? Like me? A picture of me?
Yeah. This might be basic. We're going to need to spend some brainstorming time. But like when you first said that, I almost picture you in like a white background, empty room, just kind of like sitting on a chair with like the classic like look. I don't know. It might be too basic, but just like a fierce look on your face to be like, yeah, I fucking did that. Like, just very clean.
Simple. I was thinking myself with an axe. But I'll have to tell you the inside. Funny joke. It's funny now. Once upon a time, my ex-husband was gifted an axe for Christmas, and he insisted on keeping it in our bedroom. And I was like, garage, shed, basement, literally any other room. And it became such a huge fight. It's mine and I'll decide where to keep it. And like, I was honestly just at a point with so many things that I was like, fine, done arguing. But like, excuse me?
Was it for safety? I don't know. Was someone going to break into your house?
The axe would not be my weapon of choice. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Pretty, like, now I'm like...
What was the, like, justification? It was more just like, it's my axe.
It's just where I want to put it. I'll do what I want. I'm a man. He did also want to keep firearms in our bedroom, and I was like, absolutely not. So maybe the axe was like the lesser version. I'll never know. But that's just one of those things where you're like, that's a behavior that's a little bit telling of just where things are at. So wouldn't it be funny if I was holding an axe?
Yes, 100%.
If you know this
like, it's
story.
gotta, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
We'll see.
All right. Well, we have some brainstorming to do for this cover because that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
I like it.
Perfect. I'll keep you informed as to how things are going.
That's good. Yeah, we'll check in on the pod every now and then.
Works for me.
Well, thanks, guys, for coming back again. Hope you like this episode. We'll cheer Hazel along the way. And if you're interested, go check out her new Instagram.
Thank you. But no 1-star reviews. Keep that to yourself.
100%.
Yeah, we don't have time for that. Yeah. Obviously. Wearing stars.
Yeah, look.
Yeah.
Very on brand.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for listening.
That's the pod, guys.
Bye.
Bye.